Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube video. If you like what you see, hit the like and share, and also you can comment down the bottom, say whatever you like, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button to my channel, and if you're a YouTube subscriber you can hit the little bell and YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. I hope you enjoy my video content. It's just for a bit of fun. So thanks a lot. Bye bye. Good afternoon everyone. I am doing another video again of cooking, and it seems like a lot of ingredients here, but it makes a beautiful meal. The meal I'm going to be making today is a Chinese meal, and it is with noodles, rice and chicken. So the chicken is sort of double fried, and then it's got like a chili, sweet and sour sort of sauce drizzled over it and mixed in, and then you have that on top of the special fried rice with egg, and then you have just a side of noodles with vegetables in it. So these are some of the ingredients. I've got cabbage, I have got prawn crackers that you've got to have with it, basmati rice, which is going to go on pretty much straight away, the egg noodles, which you can get in most supermarkets now, these type that are pre-made. If you can't get them, you can always buy a packet of these type that are like ramen noodles, which you just boil the noodles, don't overcook them too much, without the sauce sachet, take them out, just put them in a drainer and shake them dry, and then you can use them the way I would use these other noodles, but we're not using those ones there today. Another thing which I got from I think this was a Korean shop we went over to in New Malden, is a thing called potato starch. I use this when I make my dumplings and stuff, but this is great for doing this recipe, and it's the sort of thing you can use. I wouldn't use flour. You definitely need a cornstarch or something like that, or a corn flour, but this potato flour, you can get it from most Chinese shops now. Some chilies, some peppers, and some honey. Now I don't often use honey, but you need that to make the sauce. Big onions, you're only going to use like one or two of them. Now the chicken I've got here is just chicken breast fillets. They were on special, so I got these ones, but you're going to cut them into sort of bite-sized pieces, really, not huge pieces. Bean sprouts, carrots, mushrooms. I prefer the chestnut mushrooms. And then for cooking, because you're going to be frying in a pan, you need vegetable oil. And then also I've got for the sauce the white wine vinegar, or you can use like a Chinese vinegar. Sesame oil. I have a stir fry oil just to start things off. Light soy sauce, dark soy sauce. Now crushed garlic I have, and I also have ginger and garlic because I love ginger, and there's ginger there as well. I just grabbed them all out, but I will be using ginger and garlic in a lot of things. Easy chilies and Chinese fire spice. And also you will need some sesame seeds, maybe some garlic granules and maybe some onion granules, but I'll depend on what I'm going to use them in with the that's more for the coating with the chicken. So I'm going to get started and put the rice on, and then we will go from there. Right, so I put the basmati rice in a saucepan, and I'm just putting some hot water in there with it. And a little dash of salt. And I will get that straight on the go. Now rice is really easy to do. I'm presuming everyone knows how to do rice. So I'll just put the lid on and leave that to bubble away in the back. So as with a lot of Chinese food, it's all about preparation really. So it's just chopping a lot of the veggies up. Let's start with a red pepper. Just take the middle bit out. That should be enough. Onion. Right. Cut that bit off. Bits in half. And then I will do a couple of chops like this. And then I want bigger chunks because I'm not doing fine onion. So I like big chunks of onion. So they're sort of that sort of size, which you do get in a lot of Chinese food. And these are quite big Spanish onions, so I think they're quite sweet, so then they're nice, they're not too hot. Put that in there. So we've got the onions and the peppers. And then we're going to do carrots now. Right, so I'm going to show you quickly both. Because I'll put some in one and some in another. Now, you need a knife, a little sharp knife like this, and you've got to be careful because you have to run it down the carrot, push it in. So what you want to do is do a V. So you do that, and then you do the same again. I bet everyone at home's going, oh, watch your fingers. So you do a V like that, and you pin them out. Basically you do a groove like that. Now you basically have to do 4 little grooves like that. Bring my glasses down so I can see what I'm doing so I don't chop my hand off. And do that, and then pull that little channel out. They are nice. I would normally do these at Christmas because they're quite fancy and they look nice. And then you do it again. Again. You can always eat these little bits of carrots. Nice. We'll turn it round. And as you can see, I'm starting to get that little like carrot flowers. And there's one more down there at an angle, and then that, and then pulls out. Perfect. So now when you cut these, you get pretty little carrot flowers like that. Now, like I say, you can do them however you want to do them, or you can just have sliced carrots. But if it's for a special occasion, it's quite nice to have a few little pretty carrot flowers. And since I'm doing the video, I thought I'd do little carrot ones. Lovely. And this carrot, I'm going to slice it long ways like this. This is more like the sort of traditional way that the Chinese cut the carrots. I shouldn't just say Chinese because it's Asian cooking basically. And if I had one of those huge big chopper things, I'd be using that, but I don't. So, nice slices, and then with your fingers, do those little bits at the end there. Lovely. Those are the other bits of carrot. So, now we have pretty carrots, onions, peppers, and those. To do the chilies, just whack off the top, squeeze them in your hand and roll them together, and that drops the seeds out. But having said that, I like the seeds in, so I'm just going to cut these. Now evidently I've been told everyone goes, leave the seeds in there hotter. And evidently, I was watching a program the other day, I can't remember what program it was, and they said that's a load of old toss pot. So I'm just going to cut them. It doesn't make it any hotter or less hotter at all. So I'm just going to cut them, chili and all, seeds and all. I like it spicy. Right, so that's the chilies. Let me just grab a little pot to put them in. And there's the fresh chilies. So let me just check the rice again, make sure it's not burning. So that's been on the stove. I've had the lid on it. Just took the lid off, give it a quick mix, and it's nice and light and fluffy. Now, to do fried rice, I should have really cooked this rice ahead of time and then let it chilled, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is lift that rice off, put it there. It's very hot. It looks lovely. I'm just going to throw some frozen peas in there with that now and start to defrost them. Just give that a mix. Those frozen peas in there with the rice, and that will help defrost them. And then I will be doing some scrambled egg later. Put that back on that. Put that on the back of the stove still. Now there's just a few other little veggie bits I'm going to cut up. So there's the mushrooms and a bit of cabbage. Now you don't have to have cabbage, but I like a bit of cabbage. It gives you a bit of crunch. And I've got one of these little sweet, called sweetheart cabbages. They're like sort of pointy. And it really is only a little bit of cabbage. So I'll just take that bit off. Cut it in half, lay it down. And just literally fine little shreds. You can get a big white cabbage, what have you, but this is plenty for what I need. So that adds a bit of nice crunch and flavour. And then it's just mushrooms, slicing a few big mushrooms. Now, I like to keep them quite chunky as well, so it's literally like four slices in a mushroom. Last one. That's it. I've got more mushrooms there, but don't need all them. So we have cabbage and mushrooms there. We have diced, not diced, but sliced onion pretty carrots and long sliced carrots and thing. Right, so like I said, it depends on how much chicken's in here. What I'm going to also do now is turn on the oil. Want the oil heating up good and hot. So now these chicken pieces, they are like little bits, so I literally just cut them in half, throw them in a bowl. Cut them in half, throw them in a bowl. You want them quite small because you are going to be kind of deep frying these, so you want them to be, you don't want them to, that big a bit, I'm going to cut them through. You don't want them to be too big because you want to make sure that they're cooked right through. You could use the leg or thigh meat, whatever you want. You can. I have done this with beef. It's lovely with beef. I had a packet of stir-fried beef I bought ages ago. That was in the freezer. And I pulled it out, defrosted it, and I did it with the beef, and it was delicious as well. And the beef, because it was very thin strips of beef, it kind of just melted in your mouth. Right. One bit. And another bit. There we go. A few onion granules in there. A little bit of Chinese 5 spice. Only a little bit. We don't want loads of flavour in this because we add the flavour with the salt. And then we are going to put just a tad of garlic as well. Now we add this potato starch. Actually, I forgot, we put an egg in first as well, so add that to your ingredients, 1 egg. So you put the egg in, and then this potato starch, what you can use for thickening and stuff, but what they suggest you do is you literally just put a couple of big spoonfuls in, but I'm going to use my hand now. Let me just take my ring off. And you mix it all up like this. It seems a very weird thing to do. Can you see that? The egg and the potato starch. Just do it in your bowl. Add some more. And just keep going till it becomes a bit like a coating. And this potato starch is almost, I don't know if you know the consistency of custard powder. See, then it's coated it a bit more now, so that's better. It's gone a bit drier. So that's how it should be. Right. That's exactly how it should be, like that now. You can see everything's sort of coated. Right, so as you can see I've got a saucepan here that's got nothing in it and just a metal drain in there. And I have a metal fork. Now someone told me if you put a wooden chopstick into fat and it starts to fizz, which I don't know if you can see that. So if you put a wooden chopstick into fat and it starts to fizz, which it is doing there, that means that the fat is hot enough. I'm just going to turn that down slightly because I don't want it too hot, because this is what they call the first fry. So I have these tongs, and we're going to go in with the first bit in there. Now, a lot of people have a bit of fear of frying things. I do it in a deep pan like this, and I only have about a quarter of the amount of oil in there. Now you can see that, look at that, it's already gone nice and crispy. But that one went in first. So what you do, you use this is what they call the initial fry. So you do that, and you can hear they are really, really crunchy and crispy. Now what you don't want to do is overload this pan, because if you overload it, they start. You hear them? They are nice and crispy. Now they will be going in for a second fry, like I say. So I've got a few more of these in. Another one there, that was in there. Always use a metal slotted spoon, so it gets rid of the fat, and also it doesn't melt in the fat. Now, I suppose if you're adventurous and you like things like squid, you could probably do that salt and pepper squid that they do, like this, which is all this goes very crispy, like I say. But like, it's in and out so quick. I'm just turning the oil back up again now, just because it's, I think a couple of times it's this way. Now, like I say, they don't look that brown at the moment, but they are very crispy. You take them out. Right, there's probably another saucepanful maybe to go in there. I've done it's my mother's bloody disease. I don't know how many people I think I'm cooking for. Look at that one actually in there. I should have just done one packet. But hey, that's the curse of the browns. We always cook far too much. But then at least we get leftovers. Right, so I've just finished frying all the chicken, and it was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. But you just leave that now for a little bit, just shake it off and let any excess oil drain. I'm leaving the fat on because they need to go back in the fryer again. It sounds weird, but once you've cooked them and you turn the fat up, you put them in for a second fry. And then, that was hot, use of this odd, I'm going to do the sauce. Now the sauce is a pan. I use stir fry oil, but you can use whatever oil you like. This has a bit of it has a bit of garlic, a blend of sunflower, sesame, ginger oils extract, and garlic, which is nice. Now, sesame oil, you never cook with it, you just drizzle a little bit on at the end and it adds the flavour. So we turn this pan on. We're going to start adding things. Onions, so throw some onions in there. And I'm going, in the sauce, I'm going to put the pretty little carrots. I'm leaving some onions because I want them for the other thing as well, for the noodles. And some red peppers in there as well. And we'll leave a few to go in with the other stuff. Now in this, because I'm going to use the ginger and the garlic paste. 2 big teaspoons of that. It will start splitting because I put the ginger and the garlic in there. Chilies, all of them, and a mini teaspoon of chilies, crushed chilies as well, because I like it very spicy. Just going to move this oil to the back of the burner for the moment. Things are spitting in it and it's right, this smells absolutely heavenly. Hope you can hear me still. I'm going to sprinkle a bit more of this Chinese 5 spice in there. Do you see that? 5 spice seasoning. And a big glug of honey. A dash of soy sauce. Now I use the light and the dark. A little bit more honey, and I'm going to counteract that with a splash of white wine vinegar as well. Now you may, oh, the smell is gorgeous. Now you may think, oh, it looks very watery, but what we do is we make up a slurry. From corn flour and add it to it and it thickens it up. But that sweet, sour and the smell of the chilies is delicious. the other secret ingredient, which I totally forgot, was a squirt of tomato ketchup. And it sounds weird, but that's what gives it its rich red colour as well. There we go, it's starting to thicken up a little bit, but splash more. You might want to taste it and see how it's doing, so you've got the sweet and the sour, because it's an equal balance. I'm going to add a little bit of dark soy sauce. Now dark soy sauce again is for colour, so I'm going to add a bit of that. Light soy sauce for flavour, dark soy sauce for colour. Right, that I think is almost done. I'm going to have a quick taste. So I don't burn my mouth. Oh, that's got some kick to it. Right, I am just going to add a little bit, if I can find it, of the potato starch. Now this will go claggy because I've mixed it. I'm going to get a thing in there and keep stirring it. That, just a tiny little bit. You can see already it's made it go so thick. And just to add a little bit of water into that. Because we are, after all said and done, making a sauce. You can add cornstarch in things like this, but you do have to keep stirring them and mixing them to get them to come together. Or you can add it to a tiny bit of cold water and add it in that way. And add a bit more water. This is hot water, so I'm not going to cool it down. I'm making a lot of sauce today. And that is how you make like the sweet and sour sauce. I'm just going to turn that down, and then I'm going to bring this hot fat back over here on the stove. Turn that back on. Right, so now it's back up to temperature. Throw some more in. With these you can put a bit more in one go. Now the little tester one, I've just thrown it in the sauce. And that's what they come out like once you throw them in the sauce. So they're hot and they're crispy and they have a sweet chilli sauce on them. Which I'm going to put these on now. Until I've fried all the others. You can see the colour difference between that one and one like that. They're obviously, these ones have been twice cooked and these ones are still quite hard. Right, so I think that's going to be good. There's a nice lot go in there. Now, what I'm going to do is take that off of there. And that was a clean saucepan, so I'm going to empty this sweet and sour sauce into there. And then I'm just going to clean that pan up because I need that to do my fried noodles. Right, so that's the last of them coming out of there. Now we just pop them on that tray, and then I'll just put them in the oven quickly. Just to, they're no other reason than just to keep warm. It's on a low oven, so they don't need any more cooking. Right, sorry. Just to finish off the egg fried rice, you've got to have a bit of egg. So putting some egg in it. A lot of people think that I've seen multiple ways of doing egg fried rice. And this is just my way. I whip up the eggs. Put this pan on, this little pan. And just basically make like a little mini scrambled egg omelette. This pan looks enormous on the screen, but it's actually only just a little tidgy one. I'm just using a chopstick. Move the egg around. It cooks very quickly. That's it. Keep pulling it away from the edge. Right, that is done. Right, so from this side I'm going to put again another little splodge of stir fry oil in. And my stir fried rice is in the back still. My rice is still there from earlier. It's cooled down a bit. And those peas are all defrosted and cooked. Pretty much. Dump the rice in. It would be better if this rice was really cold. But hey. And again, as per usual, I've overcooked. And then in with the scrambled egg. And you've got to just make sure that you mash it. And that looks lovely. Right, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of soy sauce. And a little drizzle of sesame oil. And just mix that up. I would have got my wok out, but it takes up half the stove, and it's yeah, it's a bit too big, if anything. Oh, there goes my nice clean stove. Now I'm just going to taste. That's more soy. I would think you're putting a little bit of salt in it, but I'll just put a little bit more soy. Right. That is as easy as egg fried rice is. Right, so I've got a bowl for the rice. So that's all done. I'm just going to go on to the noodles. Right, so we're going to start off doing the noodles now. Quick splash of oil, stir fry oil. We want all the hardest veggies to go in first, so the remainder of the carrots, the onion, and then there's carrots and the cabbage and the mushrooms go in last with the noodles. Want some garlic and ginger paste in there. Right, now I'm putting in the cabbage and the mushrooms. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there. That will generate a bit of steam, and now I'm just going to put the lid on and leave them for 2 minutes and they will soften. I'm just adding a little bit of five spice sprinkled on top, or Chinese five spice as they call it. Adds a little bit more flavour in there. Right, that's beans are cooked down now, so all we need now is the noodles. Right, try and lift, making a mess of them. Try and lift these noodles in and separate them with your fingers and do them bit by bit, because you don't really want to break them. Just toss them in there. And last but not least, a big handful of bean sprouts, because they are always yummy. And I'm just going to add again just a little light drizzle of sesame oil on top of that. And one quick splash of soy sauce. Right, we'll turn the noodles off now. Don't want any more heat, because the noodles start going all getting stuck to the bottom. Right, so that is the noodles done. So there is my Chinese noodles, stir fry, and they've got all the veggie noodles and the bean sprouts and the rice. So we've got the two dishes there to go on the table. Right, so this is the finishing touch. We're just going to add some of these into the sauce. Ow, they come straight out of the oven, so they're roasting. And then you just mix the sauce on like that. And might as well stick them all in. Right. Lots of chicken in the sauce. Give it a good toss round. Get it all coated with the lovely chilies and everything. Just a bowl. Add this chicken. It's lovely with the little things on there. That goes there. Oh, missed one of my little. And it just finishes it off with a little sprinkle because it is Sesame Chilli Chicken. And there is the finished product. Chili Sesame Chicken. So this is the final meal that I've just been taking ages to make. It's the Sesame Chilli Chicken. You can see with all the chilies on there. The vegetable noodles with bean sprouts. Egg fried rice. And prawn crackers, but I didn't make them. So that's the finished complete meal. And I'm going to stop filming now because I'm going to tuck in because we're both starving. Hey Simon? Mm-hmm. See you all soon. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Take care. Bye bye.